Hi, my name is MachineHead, and this is another VOD review. Today we're doing someone named Jnuppy. He is on controller, and he is playing the Platform Cash Cup. I don't know if Platform Cash Cup means he's playing with only controller players right now, because he is on PC, so I'm not really sure how that works, but it's not really super important. So let's start. So yeah, right now I'd be looking around just a little bit more before you land, just to kind of figure out where everybody else is going. If you have people that are lower than you that are landing with you too, you just never know. Yeah, like um, when you did that like quick check to the side, I would have done a full circle check. And yeah, exactly, because right now there's actually somebody that landed on this house too that you didn't know about, and he was most likely like right below you and landed like way later. Yeah, I don't know the purpose of sitting in that bush like that. Yeah, right now you should be hitting these. Okay, good. No, you should be hitting these a lot more. Just get like as many mats as you can. You're already making noise by running, so you might as well just be farming as much as you can too. Yeah, right now you should be going to the next house. Like you don't really have time to sit around here. You also didn't have like the looting path planned out super great for this house. It doesn't really matter like in this these lower cup games, but like later on it's gonna matter. So like yeah, to start getting, it's an advantage that you can have like right now. You can just start getting your looting path worked out and getting mats way faster, or getting everything way faster. Because yeah, right now you don't even have close to full mats. You could have spent that time like fully looting that house, and you're gonna leave without even close to full mats. If you get in a fight right now with a guy, like right here, your mats are way too low to fight this guy. You have no shields, and you have no like your weapons aren't great either. Like the great pump, it's not gonna really do much for you. To be honest, I would just ignore this guy. So yeah, right now you just made noise. If there's anybody that has good loot coming back from Holly 2, they're going to hear this and they're going to get ready to shoot somebody. Either you or... So yeah, really you shouldn't be like stalemating like this fight for too long. Either have to get it over with or leave. Okay, so there's a third party that showed up and shot that guy. Okay. So I just want to go back and like show the... The guy wasn't looking at you. Um, which is fine, I guess. But right away, you pushed inside his box with 100 health. Um, 100 health is extremely easy to hit at that range with any sort of tac shotgun. Maybe not the pump, but yeah, any sort of tac shotgun can easily like land over 100 at that range. So yeah, that was a pretty big gamble. Yeah, that guy was pickaxe swinging. So yeah, don't pickaxe swing, guys. It's just like not, you never know who's gonna do what. Yeah, right now you have time to go and fill up your metal. There's a car right there that you could do that with. You don't know if that house is looted. Your loot is okay right now, but like you should always be looting. There's no reason not to. First zone is always a looting zone. Yeah, and you don't have to be center for first zone either. It's just like, um, it can help, But as long as you're in zone before the circle closes, you're usually okay, and you're usually able to go and like you're usually able to go for center for the other zones. Okay, there's more metal there that you could use to finish up just to save you time. Yeah, don't stand still for this long, man. You already saw there was a guy up on the hill. You didn't check first. And by the way, these markers are pretty useful for like measuring distance, and yeah, that's how people measure snipes accurately. Is yeah, he just measures distance like that, and then you can tell. It's actually very useful. So right now, I also the path that you're taking is pretty like exposed. There's already a fight going on here. There's people on the mountain that can see you, so like you're pretty much like right in the middle of everything. Yeah, right now you're still standing still for way too long. There's people watching you right now. Yeah, I actually liked what you did before, where you aimed and shot. It's a big problem people have sometimes with sniping is you just wait too long. I think it's better just to like to get the shot over with, and take as many shots as possible. Okay, so this is zone 3. Zone 3 is definitely a zone where you want to be dead center. I think he's probably planning on going up this mountain. Yeah, don't turn your back to these guys. You should be holding your walls out right now. You're not perfectly center, so there's a chance that you might not actually get zone 4 here if it goes to the opposite side of you. And I think you invested way too much mats in this turtle. You just burnt like 200 mats on this. That wasn't really necessary, especially since you're not guaranteed zone here. If you moved in a little bit closer to the other guy, you might have been able to have a more guaranteed zone 4. But yeah, if you're not guaranteed the zone, don't invest a huge amount of mats into it. But yeah, zone 3 is still the zone where you can do that though. If you're center zone, if you're perfectly center zone for zone 3, definitely invest mats because there's usually like a 90% chance that you're gonna be able to stay there for zone 4. So I think with the size of this lobby, you could probably find some people to push that are gonna have like other line of like your line of or the line of sight from the rest of the lobby will be blocked, and you could probably get some safer pushes here. And it's also just a small lobby to begin with. But like right now, the way you're playing is like really good for would be good for a higher population lobby. Yeah, so you got zone 4, so you can just chill. Okay, I don't think you didn't really need to do that. Okay, so right away, when this zone started, you already knew which side the people would be rotating in from, and you could have held that side a bit longer because you're kind of looking at the wrong side there. You looked last second of where all the people were coming in from, and this is good to go for an early rotate just because you're so close already. Before yeah, you're gonna lose machine head points for doing pickaxe swings, buddy. But yeah, that was good. The early, like rotating early when you have like something close to you, especially for zone 5, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to try and show up when everybody is like already there. That's just really hard to push against, and the whole lobby that's like everybody that's already posted up in the zone is going to start spraying at you. Like going early, if you're close, is the best thing to do. If you're far away, you can do a late rotate, but you have to do like a late rotate. You have to make sure that the people in front of you are going to take all the heat, and you really got to make sure that you're like using distractions and going through other people's builds. Or there's also like you can get lucky with having like a good line of sight blockage with like natural terrain and stuff. You're kind of way too open here. There's a guy in that turtle like right above you who could have shot you in the back. Um, yeah, you probably could have traded your fishing rod for that blue potion or the big pot. And yeah, so this is zone. This is going to be zone 6, or ending in zone 5. Or no, this is zone 6 right now. Yeah, so definitely like it's hard to say whether the P90 is the right choice right now. Um, but yeah, I would take strictly the P90 over an AR in these zones. I wouldn't take a normal SMG. They're just not as good. Okay, so like right now, before you go to spray this guy down, just because he's either gonna edit down into you, which is actually which is what he's gonna do, or he's just gonna let you spray that out and get a free shot. So if you're gonna spray this guy, you should really have some sort of form of cover of your own. So like maybe like sitting on a ramp or something, or just like not being directly under him, because this is not really like where you want to be when you're spraying someone down, is like directly under them. That's just gonna make everything awkward, and it's gonna force a 50-50. Whereas if you have a ramp and a wall somewhere, like a layer off, they're gonna fall like forward in front of you, and then you're gonna have mats in front of you to perform some sort of peak or have some sort of advantage. Shooting people down is just forcing a 50-50 if they're right above you. So this guy actually edits down on his own. So I think you're kind of a little slow to recognize that. Like right now, you should have switched to your shotgun, but you like finished your SMG clip. As soon as you saw that edit go off, you should have switched to your shotgun. So this is a good angle to be when you're spraying someone down. You're away from them. You have the ability to defend yourself. Right now, he's going to outtrade you. He was actually very slow to pull out his pump, and then he actually canceled his shot. So right now you're getting shot from above. Okay, so you're going to knock him down. Right away you should get your shotgun out. That's going to do the most damage right now. I guess there's the potential that you could like laser him all the way down with the SMG, but tracking downwards is not going to land a lot of headshots. Right now, as soon as you see him fall, you should pull out your shotgun and get a shot off. So yeah, he falls, shotgun out right now, but you actually have time to pull it, like a long time to pull out your shotgun before he builds. But so you try to track him down, and then you actually pause, you un-ADS and go back to the SMG. I think you should definitely practice in box fights too, of just having good damage efficiency by always like switching back to your shotgun and going back to your like spray weapon. It is never efficient to have the spray weapon out only. The shotgun is a high DPS weapon but a low damage per minute, and the SMG is high damage per minute but low damage per second. So you combine these two together by getting the high damage per second shotgun and landing that high damage per second, and then you switch to your high damage per minute. You should always be chaining your weapons together and getting the first high damage per second shotgun, and then switching to your high damage per minute SMG. That's just how you're going to do the most damage. Definitely practice that in box fighting, and if you can, use my aim map, my 1v1 aim map, or just like my 1v1 deathmatch. That's probably the best way to start learning this stuff. He actually pulls out his shotgun here and is actually going to outtrade you. You have very little health right now. You get so lucky. For some reason, he just doesn't shoot. He cancels his shotgun shot, or it doesn't shoot, whatever happens. But look, he canceled his shotgun shot, it didn't go off, and he switched to his SMG. And then you build your walls up. You build walls right now. Right now, what you need to do is just you need to disengage everybody. You need to full turtle right now. There's a guy coming around you, and there's guys spraying you from up top. Yeah, you just need to full disengage and start like tunneling out. I would have just built a cone up here, tunneled out the side, and started double ramping up, and just like ignored all these guys. This guy's already screwed. You've already ruined his like day or whatever. You've already ruined his rotation just by like doing that much damage to him. I think you get kind of tunnel vision on this guy here, because yeah, there's a guy above you that actually kills you. Yeah, I don't think the guy in front of you actually got the kill here. So you're looting. You need to work on a looting path and your looting efficiency. You were looting super slow, and you're wasting a lot of time looking around. You were actually super lucky early game that you actually came out of that with any sort of loot. So yeah, definitely work on your looting efficiency. A good way to do this is to actually just go into creative, and if you go all the way to the back of the map, it'll actually show like pictures of the POIs, and yeah, you can just go in there and like drop into the world and figure out your looting path. Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of fights in that game to look at, but I didn't see you use a peek one time in that fight. Every time it was either the guy was just not looking at you, your second kill was a snipe. In this zone, you got really lucky with a 50-50. I didn't see any advantages used. You really got to like make sure that you like burn those advantages into your memory, just so you like start remembering to use them without like any sort of thought. So yeah, just make sure that you're like trading properly and actually going for like positional advantages like peaks. Okay, so moving zones. You were very distracted in the moving zones. The moving zones are really more like of an opportunistic play. So with that moving zone, when you pushed that guy, you were actually all the way behind in the zone. So you have to multitask the position of the zone and taking a fight. You have to estimate, do I have enough distance behind me until the zone reaches me to go and fight this guy? Or am I going to get caught in the storm fighting this guy? With moving zones, you have to be really far ahead if you want to take like fight like forced fights like that. I'm just going to make the rules, don't force fights from the back of the zone. The next thing with moving zones is you didn't actually get to finish that rotation before you died, but if you looked, you were actually going uphill. You had to go uphill in that zone. That would have been really difficult, and you didn't really notice that. So not only did you start a fight from the back of the zone, but you started a fight from the back, like the back of a really bad zone to do that, because you had to rotate up the hill. So what I would have done is, if you really wanted to shoot at that guy and knock him down, I would have knocked him down, took the shotgun shot, and then right away started ramping above him. What happens with that is there's a chance that he's gonna gets stuck down there, which is exactly what you want. And then you've also tagged him with some damage, so he's going to be stuck in the back of the zone and you're going to get the kill for it. Yeah, as for the guy on top of you, if you're protecting yourself with cones as you ramp up, or if you're just able to ramp up above him, who knows, but you should be able to get on a level where you can just kind of block your side with walls. If you're worried about the guy below you shooting you down again, you just connect to him. There was lots of stuff up there. So yeah, I'm just going to say think ahead of the zone. The last thing I'm going to say is go with the flow. There was a lot of things that were still forced. If you really want to get good at end zones, you should really just focus on the rotations first of all and being able to actually survive. And the kills are just going to show up on their own. You're going to see opportunities. You should never have to really force kills. Once you get fully used to rotating, and that's all kind of just like procedural memory, like in the back of your head that you don't have to think about, then you can really start thinking about kills. But yeah, you really tunnel visioned out there as soon as you got damage on that guy, and that's kind of what got you killed. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks.